I'm wedding and portrait photographer Vanessa Joy, and I'm going to compare for you two lenses that I have used, the RF 50mm. There's my child. Okay, take two. Of course a truck has to go by when I'm doing this. My God. Take three. Two. Ugh. And now my husband walks in and ruins everything. Take four. Hi, my name is, oh my God, forget it. I give up. I'm wedding and portrait photographer Vanessa Joy, and today we are going over and comparing the RF 50mm 1.2 and the RF 50mm 1.8, which I no longer have in my hand. The truth is, I've been using the RF 1.2 version for quite some time, and I only was able to use the 1.8 version for just a half a day while I shot this video for Adorama. But I was able to get some insight on the two lenses, comparing the two of them and talking about the quality. What is going on up there? Never work from home, guys. Never work from home. Nobody knows how to shut up. I was able to work with both of these lenses, so I have two sets of photos to show you. No, they are not side-by-side comparisons, but let's face it, what is in real life anyway? If you know anything about this YouTube channel, yes, I'll talk to you about the tech and the specs. However, I'm gonna talk to you about real case scenario, and I have my smart glasses on today, so I will be able to show you all of this here with my blue light filter, which really isn't great for editing, but I've already edited these. So let's jump right in. I've got a lot coming for you, but first a little freebie. Download my free posing inspiration guide. You can download it in the link in the description below. First thing I have right here, I have all the photos from both the 1.2 and the 1.8 in a single file for you. All of the ones marked in red were shot with the 1.2, and all of those marked in yellow were shot with the 1.8. Now, some of the things you might want to look at, let's just go ahead and pick this photo alongside this photo, because we want to look at the bouquet, right? That's one of the things you want to look at when you're comparing these lenses. You know, it's pretty similar. You've got a buttery smooth bouquet, even though I know this one is in the front and this one is in the back. Let's see if I have a better example for the, oh, no, I do. Here we go. There we go. That's the 1.2. You can see a little bit of the background blur happening there and compare it with the 1.8 background blur over here. It's nice to look at these two side by side, even if they aren't in the same comparison. Another quick side by side I wanted to show you while we're here is a backlit scene. So we have this RF. Actually, you know what? Let me do this one. Since the backlit here, this is actually her veil also behind her, so that's not quite fair, not quite accurate. This one is 1.2, and she's actually has a window behind her. And let's go ahead over to the 1.8, and that is a window behind her. Now you definitely notice a little bit more of the hazing happening in here, and that could be due to the light being more intense on this scenario versus this one, but I think this is a pretty good comparison with these two lenses and looking at a backlit scenario, which is one of the places you can really see the difference between quality glass. Now let's look at the settings here for the 1.8 lens over here on the right. I was at 1.8, 1600 ISO and 100 on the shutter speed, and then the other one, you know, this was only shot at 400 and it was at 2 versus 1.2. So there are some differences here, but I think you can get a pretty good idea for what you're going to be looking at in a scenario where you are shooting backlit. Now this was at 1.8. Let me go to a different, oops, not that. Let's go put that over here. Just want to zoom in on eyes, and let's go to another one with the 1.2. Where's a good, well, I guess we'll just, I thought I had more. Oh, I have more elsewhere. This is just my comparison files. All right, so let's just do this. Now, there are two different cameras in play here. The R6 is being used on the 1.8 lens, and this is the R5. But I definitely noticed a difference in the sharpness and the quality. I noticed in the 1.2 lens, definitely more crisp. definitely easier to focus, and I did try it on both the R5 and the R6, and I had an easier job finding the focus and maneuvering around, looking for the eye, which is where I have my focus set on both the cameras, you know, with the 1.2 lens versus the 1.8. Had a little bit of trouble, definitely misfocused a little bit. Some of this is definitely because it's at a higher ISO, not that that affects the focus, but it does affect how crisp the photo looks. Let's go ahead and jump into all of the 1.8 photos. So I'm just gonna go through all these, and some of these are the same, just straight out of camera versus edited. So that's straight out of camera and this is edited. Now the reason why this was so off, and one of the cool things about the new RF 50mm 1.8 is it has the control ring, but the control ring is not like this one where you actually feel the click and hear it. Here. It's smooth. So I had a really fun time setting my white balance to the control ring on the 50mm 1.8 and smoothly dialing it, which is why this is so far off, because I was just doing what I felt like instead of doing what was accurate, but a little quick switch. All right, so just wanted to jump through all of these so you can see some of them are straight out of camera, and then you can see some of them I did edit and do a little bit with the skin retouching and all, but it's just a good way for you to see everything, exactly what came out of this lens and the quality, and I really didn't, you know, have any complaints about it. And you certainly can't beat the price. Let's just face it, you're not going to beat the price. You're also not going to beat the weight difference, because this 50 is a mamma jamma right here. Let's keep flipping through. Another thing I did want to tell you, I guess I'll tell you this when I go to the 1.2 images. Let's just get through the rest of these here so you can see. Again, this is a good one where you really notice the haze and being backlit. So if you're somebody that likes to backlight your shots a lot, that might be a deal breaker for you. Of course, the budget might be a deal breaker for you on the 1.2. All right, flipping through here. You certainly notice a difference in the color and the quality coming out of here. And you know, these were at 640. This is at 800. This is at 800. So you are noticing, I think right away when I'm going through all these, the color quality is very different. Again, does have to do with how high I was on my ISO setting, but I think it's a noticeable difference. Now, the funny thing is I had a hard time finding these photos, and most of them are from this one bridal shoot. And the reason for that is I almost never pick up this lens. I know. I pick it up sometimes, but truthfully, I always pick up that 28-72 lens, because that gives me 28-70 and I can go all the way down to f2. And you know, I'm not limited by not being able to zoom. Now that, my friends, is a heavy, heavy lens. Oh, so much fun. This one was with flash, just, you know, in case you want to see. And then this was at 1.4 eye tracking with no problem as she was moving and as she was walking towards me. All right, and I think that's it for what I've got. So it does go to say, you know, we can talk about the tech, we can talk about the quality of glass and everything, but let me break it down for you in what's real, what I'm actually doing in my career and what my tendencies are. My tendency is to not pick up this 1.2, this 50mm 1.2 lens, because I'm constantly picking up my, I'll just get it because I feel weird talking about it. It's right behind me. It's over here. There it is. I'm always picking up this lens. I'm always picking up the 28-70 f2 lens. And maybe it's because I'm glutton for punishment, because this thing is definitely heavy. Ooh, right? Oh yeah, definitely a weight difference. But for me, because I'm not always going down to 1.2, I'm picking up this lens a lot more. I know this is a comparison between the RF 50mm 1.8 and the 1.2, but again, going back to logistics and what you're gonna spend money on and what you're actually going to use versus what you wanna buy, and your gear acquisition syndrome and all of that, I would suggest that you buy this lens. I know, maybe don't buy either one of the 50s. If you really want to and you go down to 1.2, great. This might be your jam. Or maybe you would decide to go with the 28-70 as a very widely used lens. And then you buy the RF 1.8 if you want to go down from 2 to 1.8. Not that that's a huge difference, or if you just want a nice light 50mm prime lens. All right, just some things to think about. Again, when it comes to what you're actually going to buy, what you're actually going to use. I hope this has been helpful. Make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss anything here on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie, these are really annoying. I don't like them at all. Whew, man, we got through that video. I didn't think we were going to do it. I didn't think we were going to do it. Anyway, yeah. I have to go make dinner now. Okay, bye.